Greetings and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brett and I'm glad you're here for another video. It's fall, it's beautiful outside. It's the last quarter of the year, so we are locked in. Okay, so I just finished up another reading session. I'm at the library. It seems like the only place I can go to really get some quiet time in my house right now, so I was very happy to get a study room where I was able to lock in for that hour. You know, that's all I needed was an hour, and I got it, and it's a great feeling. We are concentrating on our goals. We are getting some reading done. We are checking off books from that TBR list. We are writing books. We are finishing our projects, things of that nature. So that's the lock in. And me, I've been book shopping. It's fall and I love shopping. It's fall, so of course I love shopping. I love fall colors. That's my palette. Basically, I love the earth tones, things of that nature. I love flowers. I love everything. Okay. So this is the thing. I was driving along minding my own business when it's so bright out here, when I see this store. Let's see if I can turn around to show you. It says Mr. Haney's Vintage, and of course anything that's vintage, $50 bike, is of interest to me. So but I also love books, and of course that sent me around the city looking for different books, looking for different buys, looking for things to add to my book collection. And I picked up some amazing books in addition to one book that I'm going to read right away. Very, very special, so you definitely want to stick around and watch this video, because I'm telling you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 books, and I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get into them. The first one is The World According to Mr. Rogers by Fred Rogers. Okay? There's nothing out here better than Fred Rogers. You know, come on, man. This is Fred Rogers. So I picked this book up as soon as I saw it. It was $5. Tag. Looks like the tag. Looks like the tag's still on there. Oop, it's falling off, so it's gone. Okay. I'll read the back. Mr. Rogers just makes you want to be a good neighbor. You know, I really think State Farm, they bit that whole slogan, like a good neighbor. They bit that from Mr. Rogers. So let's see what it says in the back of his book. Okay, this is a quote directly from the book. It's on the back. If you could only sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to the people you may never ever dream of. There is something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. From The World According to Mr. Rogers. Definitely interested in that. This one, Margaret Mitchell, Gone with the Wind. I picked this copy up. See what Scarlett O'Hara's talking about. I picked this book up at the copyright 1936. This is a Macmillan copy, I believe. Yeah, this is a Macmillan copy, so this was 1964 as well. Scarlett O'Hara was not beautiful, but men seldom realized it when caught by her charm, as the Tarleton twins were. In her face were too sharply blended the delicate features of her mother, a coast aristocrat of French descent, and the heavy ones of her florid Irish father. But it was an arresting face, pointed of chin, square of jaw. Okay, so pick this book up from the antique store. Another one that I picked up is The Literature of Ancient Egypt, an anthology of stories, instructions, and poetry. It says new edition. This is why I love used books, because you never know what you're gonna see. So this was inside the book, okay? Okay, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, Mark Haddon. Okay, you notice this dog is upside down? It says, Christopher John Francis Boone knows all the countries of the world and their capitals, and every prime number up to 7,057. He relates well to animals, but has no understanding of human emotions. He cannot stand to be touched, and he detests the color yellow. This improbable story of Christopher's quest to investigate the suspicious death of a neighborhood dog makes for one of the most captivating, unusual, and widely heralded novels in recent years. That's going to be interesting. It's a book I picked up Yesterday I Cried by Iyanla Vanzant. It's one of her early books, I believe. This book was written in, and if you don't know Iyanla Vanzant, go look her up. This was from 1998. Says, celebrating the lessons of living and loving. Iyanla Vanzant. You can look at the cover and tell that's young Iyanla. Okay, so this is a book called Rage by Linda Castillo. Cover was missing on it. And it was from copyright first edition 2025. Okay, so this book was this year. There was no way they were going to find her. Not here by the creek where the ground was soft and the brush grew thick along the bank. The path leading to this part of the woods was narrow and overgrown with weeds. Last summer her cousin had gotten poison ivy on her ankle and it spread all the way up to her behind. That wasn't to mention her little brother's fear of spiders. The 8-legged creepers were big as quarters. Last time they played here, one crawled onto his shirt and he ran screaming all the way home. Historical fiction novel. Okay, so more books. Let's look at these. And this one on the bottom, matter of fact, I'm going to go to that one now. Because this is the point in the video where, where viewership starts to drop off. So I'm going to bring the viewership back up. But it takes two hands for me to show you this. So I'm going to have to leave this right here. Okay, the Russo-Japanese War. It's a photo book. I think it's from I literally cannot. It's going to tear. I got this from a microphone and I'm crushing it. Okay, this next book I picked up from a different. This book I picked up from a different antique store a few days ago. I just thought I'd add it. Hold on, I'll just show it to you. $5 for this. Okay, so I'll have to shoot. Okay, so I have to shoot pictures of this, but yeah, this is it. It's pictures of Japanese war pictures from like 1904. Very, very nice book I picked up for $5. Can you believe that? Okay, so I picked up Ayn Rand, The Fountainhead. Okay, Mildred Taylor, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. Now, these next three I picked up from the same store. It was a Goodwill. It was Goodwill. When I spun by book Goodwill, and they all just seem to be like they could have been owned by the same person. That's just my thought. Okay, so Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. It's a little girl clutching her baby brothers. And of course, when I saw it, it reminded me of my sister, and me and my brother, we were twins. We still are. Why is land so important to Cassie's family? It takes the events of one turbulent year, the year of the Night Riders and the burnings, a year a white girl humiliates Cassie in public simply because she is black, to show Cassie that having a place of her own is the Logan family's lifeblood. It is the land that gives the Logans their courage and pride, no matter how others may degrade them. The Logans possess something no one can take away, which is interesting. Yeah. Okay. A Southern Woman's Story, Life in Confederate Richmond by Phoebe Yates Pember. From 1862 to 1865, end of slavery period. Phoebe Pember served as matron of a division of Chimborazo Hospital in besieged Richmond. This hospital was the largest ever built in the Western Hemisphere. Phoebe's account of her experiences there is written with merciless realism tempered with humor. What's funny about that period? Civil War. Definitely nothing funny about that period to me. She tells of the scandals, the gossip, the greed, and the selfishness, along with the courage and the needless sufferings of the wounded soldiers in the dark age of medicine. So, probably going to be a lot of legs cut off and just terrible stuff like that. Okay, With Every Drop of Blood, a novel of the Civil War. So here we go again. James Lincoln Collier and Christopher Collier. I wonder if they were brothers. Johnny made a promise to his father, who was wounded fighting for the South. He promised to take care of the family and not run off to fight. Without Pa, Johnny's family can barely scrape by. But when there's an offer to take his mules and wagon on a bold mission to supply the rebel troops, Johnny can't resist. Then he's captured by a Yankee, Cush, a runaway slave. Johnny doesn't like taking orders from a black, but he got no choice. He's bound for prison camp, tortured by his broken promise and wondering what will become of his family and himself. Wow, it has a section about the use of the N-word in this book. It gives when you dig further into literature, historical literature, some things that you uncover, and things that you rediscover, and things that you just can't seem to get away from. Over the long history of black people in America, I sound so somber, don't I? Over the long history of black people in America, a number of terms have been used for them. Until fairly recently, the most acceptable word was Negro. Then in the 1950s and 60s, blacks decided that they preferred to be called
Black. Black. Oh, we prefer that. Okay. And the term supplanted or replaced Negro. Another change from the 70s and 80s came when Afro-Americans and then African-Americans came to be preferred by some. These terms, however, have not entirely replaced Black, which continues to be widely used. This is, another book that I picked up. Good old red, white, and blue. Just moving on. You see how I do that? I just moved on, sometimes you have to do. This book pulled at me a little bit. Walter D. Myers' Monster. Best time to cry is at night when the lights are out and someone is being beaten up and screaming for help. That way, even if you sniffle a little, they won't hear you. If anybody knows that you are crying, they'll start talking about it, and soon it'll be your turn to get beat up when the lights go out. There's a mirror over the steel sink in my cell. It's 6 inches high and scratched with the names of some guys who were here before me. When I look into the small rectangle, I see a face looking back at me, but I don't recognize it. It doesn't look like me. I couldn't have changed that much in a few months. I wonder if I will look like myself when the trial is over. This morning at breakfast, a guy got hit in the face with the tray. Somebody said some little thing and somebody else got mad. There was blood all over the place. It's about a guy in jail. It's about story of a guy in his time in prison on trial for murder. Okay, so the next two I was very, very pleasant. Matter of fact, the last three I was very, very pleasantly surprised to have captured. This one is The Tempest Tales by Walter Mosley. I believe this will be number 3 or 4 book that I own by Walter Mosley. Mistaken for another man, Wiley Tempest is accidentally shot by police. Sent to receive the judgment of heaven, he discovers his sins, according to St. Peter, condemn him to hell. Tempest takes exception to the saint's definition of sin. He refuses to go to hell and explains that he, a poor black man living in Harlem, did what he did for family, friends, and love. St. Peter, who's never been challenged, understands the secret of damnation and heaven's celestial authority. Mortals must willingly accept their sins. 3, the first Leonard Miguel mystery, which he loves to do series. He has the Easy Rollins series, of course. Okay, so he's a private investigator. Interesting. Being a black man with a funny name all of a sudden isn't quite the same burden it once was. Ex-boxer, hard drinker in a business that trades mostly in cash and favors. Leonard McGill's an old school PI working the 21st century Manhattan that's gotten fancy all around him. Fancy or not, he's always managed to get by, keep a roof over the head of his wife and kids, and still manage a little fun on the side. Mostly because he's never been above taking a shady job for a quick buck, no questions asked. But like the city itself, McGill is turning over a new leaf, deciding to go from crooked to slightly bent. Okay. Walter Mosley. Last but not least, a novel that I've heard of. I've even seen references to this novel on cartoons for some reason. The Fountainhead. Ayn Rand. The Fountainhead was this copy anyway, 1943. An exciting dramatic novel, this book is based on a challenging belief of the importance of selfishness, on the provocative idea that man's ego is the fountainhead of human progress. It is chiefly the story of Howard Rourke, architect, a man whose sole aim in life was to build. And to build not in the tradition of the past, but only in the tradition of Howard Rourke. He knew he was right with the same certainty that he knew he had two hands with which to create. No one could convince him otherwise. In fact, it did not bother him that people tried to. No opinion except his own either disturbed or influenced him. Perhaps that is why he was hated, because he needed no one, depended on no one, wanted no one. And to the people who live on the borrowed vision of others, such a man is a challenge and a danger. The Fountainhead. So what do you guys think of the fall book haul? Let me know in the comments. Let me know which of those books you have read and which ones stand out. To me, Fountainhead stands out. Anything Walter Mosley stands out, and definitely the Fred Rogers. I may take a peek at with every drop of blood as well. I want to thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for watching this video. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hype this video up. Yeah, I think that's a cool little idea. Hype this video up. Until next time, I hope that you are happy, healthy, and that you are reading. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.